guys, welcome back to my channel. So I'm going to actually film a delivery and labor story time. Oh yeah, I'm not waking up Leo, he's right over there. But I'm going to go get Starbucks first because it's been a minute since I've gotten my iced coffee. So I'm going to bring you guys with me. I actually really need to go and buy one of those things that I can put my phone on because this is illegal. But yeah, we'll see when we do that. Maybe Luis can buy me one for Christmas. Oh shit, here comes a car. Me almost crashing on my vlog. But I'm actually really excited to film this video because I swear I always say, like, if I could go back to the day that I was having him, I would do it all over again. Like, that was the best day of my life. And so I really just love talking about it all the time too, because it like makes me relive that moment. And it's like, I want more kids just because I want to relive that moment over and over and over again. Not right now though, because trust me, I have enough on my plate with Leo. Sorry about this angle, but that's all we got right now.
Hi, welcome to Starbucks. My name is Carolina. We're going to get started for you.
Hi, can I get a venti iced coffee with half and half and 9 pumps of vanilla?
A venti iced coffee with 7 cups of vanilla, and then you said half and half?
Yes. And can I get a banana nut bread?
You said a banana nut bread?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Anything else?
That'll be it.
Your total $6.60.
Thank you. Okay guys, so I'm back home and Leo is awake and active, very active, has a lot of energy. So I'm sorry about that. Anyways, so I'm gonna start this story time. I remember it was just like a regular day. I believe this was May 3rd. We're talking about May 3rd. I woke up on May 3rd and I was feeling perfectly fine. I went over to my grandparents and and it's funny because they were just like making fun of me, talking about like, oh, he's still not here and stuff like that. And I was like, yeah, you know, not here yet. So I remember I was drinking, and they would make fun of me too because I was doing so many things to like naturally induce myself to go into labor, and they would just make fun of me because of that. So I remember I was drinking a cumin tea, and I went on a hike with my cousin's fiance. We went on a hike, and I remember when I was up there in the mountain, like, I called my grandpa and I was like freaking out. I was like, Grandpa, my water broke, like, can you come and get me? And he was just like, te dije, muchacha, que no te fueras allá, y this and that. Anyways, it was funny because my water hadn't actually broken, but I was just like joking around with him. Anyways, so I go back to my grandparents and I drop off my cousin's fiance and I come back home until Luis comes home from work, and we're just like in our regular routine. Now later on that night, like, Luis and I did some activities, TMI, close your ears, Leo. But you know, if I'm keeping it real, like, that's really what went down. And I remember I was getting ready to go to bed, and I turned to my side to go to sleep, and I just feel like warmness coming down my legs, and I was like, Luis, my water broke. Like, my water just broke. And he's like, are you serious? Like, oh my god. You know, I can't exactly remember what he said. He's probably gonna come at me because he's gonna be like, I didn't say that. But all I know is, like, he was kind of freaking out. He went to go get everything ready. And so I remember I hopped off my bed, and my bed is pretty high up, so I hopped off the bed, and there was like a splash of water that just hit the floor. And so my mother-in-law is like now with me inside my room, and she's like, okay, like let's go. She's kind of panicking and stuff, and I'm like I want to get in the shower, and she's like, no, you can't get in the shower. She really wanted to take me to the hospital like soaking wet. So I was like, okay, like let me just put some dry clothes on. I put some dry clothes on, and we get into the car. And so I called my mom because she lives in Los Angeles, or close to Los Angeles, and I tell her like that my water had just broken. And we get to the hospital. It was now like 12:30 midnight, May 4th. We get to the hospital, and there was so many people in that emergency room. I remember it was like crazy because here I am leaking like crazy. The good thing was that I had on a black long robe, so you couldn't see anything. If not, like I'm sure all those people would have been looking at me. And so I check in and I tell him like my water broke and this and that. So they go immediately take me back, check my vitals, check my contractions, check Leo's heart rate and all that stuff. And so the lady needed to do a swab test with like a Q-tip that they do to make sure that it's my amniotic fluid. I remember I got off the hospital bed once again and to go change into the bathroom, and like a whole bunch of water just splashed on the floor, and she was there too. The nurse was there too, so she saw it and she was like, okay, I'm pretty sure like that's your amniotic fluid, but I still need to test it. I'm like, okay, that's fine. I go into the bathroom, change into the hospital gown, and she does this test, sends the test out, comes back, and it's, you know, my amniotic fluid, of course. So then they transfer me to the labor and delivery room, and they put me on Pitocin because I was getting contractions, but I wasn't feeling them, so they weren't like strong. And I think when I got to the hospital, I was probably like a centimeter and a half dilated, or like maybe, no, like a centimeter and a half dilated. But when I tell you like it was long hours for my body to dilate, these were like, I don't even know. At this point, I can't even remember clearly what was going on because I was in pain and, you know, just tired and stuff like that. But I do remember, like, I was bouncing on the ball, I was walking down the halls, and all that stuff. But I think the most my body was able to dilate on its own without the epidural was like 4 centimeters. I was already asking for the epidural at 3 centimeters because, like I said, I was in labor 4 hours. My whole labor was 36 hours long, so you could only imagine like how exhausted and tired I was. So once I hit 4 centimeters, I got the epidural, and the thing is, like, I was in labor I was trying to dilate for so long, and at this point I was just scaring myself, thinking like I'm gonna have to get a C-section because I'm not dilating and my water has broken. Like, they really couldn't check my dilation frequently because since my water had broken, it was like a more risk for me to catch an infection, and that would have been worse. So yeah, I got the epidural, and it really wasn't like scary. I think I was just like in so much pain from my contractions that I was like, you know what, whatever. But the scary thing is, like, I was, you know, because you have to like hunch your back in this weird way to get the epidural, and like I just couldn't do it. Like, I had this big ass stomach and I couldn't do it. So she was like, okay, I'm gonna have you sit crisscross applesauce, and then they started doing all that. My mom was in there with me because I just wanted my mom at that point. Like, Luis, you could wait outside. So yeah, my mom was in there with me while I was getting my epidural, and I remember she was holding my hands, and it really wasn't that bad. Like, I can't remember what I felt. And I had already watched a video of like how they do epidurals, just so like I knew what it was like. And in my thought, I always thought like, oh, the needle's inside, but really it's like a little tube that's just inside your spine. that has the medicine. I mean, they do stick a needle, but only to insert the little tube. So after I knew that, like, it was just a tube, like, I don't know, because when I was younger, when you would get the IV on your hand, like, I would think, like, it's a needle. Like, if I move my hand, it's gonna hurt. Like, it's gonna poke me or go further in, you know? But no, it's just, like, a little tube. So once I had, like, that vision of the needle out of my head, like, everything went perfectly fine. The epidural, I believe that the epidural, like, truly helped me dilate faster. And, like, I had done some research and stuff like that on the epidural, and it's really different for a lot of women. Like, everybody's story with labor, with the epidural is different. Thankfully for me, like, it went very smooth, and it actually, I believe, helped me dilate. I got the epidural at 6 a.m., I believe, and by 11 a.m., they had checked me again, and they were like, okay, this is the bloody show, like, you've reached 10 centimeters, you're ready to push. It was 11 a.m. My doctor wasn't even there yet, so, Leo, my doctor wasn't even there yet, so we had to kind of wait for my doctor. But while we were waiting, we were doing, like, practice pushes with the RN. And by my practice pushes, like, his head was basically out already. And so they quickly go and get the doctor who's going to deliver me. And everything is going smooth. Like, I'm pushing. I think I pushed for 15 minutes. And he was out after 15 minutes. But, well, Luis says, because I really don't know what was going on down there. I hadn't torn until his leg came out. Once his foot came out, like, I guess I tore really bad inside. And so I delivered the placenta like nothing. I think, like, the placenta was even already out once Leo came out. Like, the placenta just followed him out. And so then I got stitches. He wants Chi-Chi, guys. You want Chi-Chi? You want Chi-Chi? Besitos. Besitos, papa. Yeah, so Leo made his arrival at 11:55, and after that, now we were just waiting for the epidural to wear off. I remember it was, like, worn off entirely on my left leg, but my right leg felt so heavy still. It was numb. Like, even when I was giving birth and pushing, like, my grandma was holding my left leg and Luis was holding my right leg. And even Luis says, like, that my right leg was just, like, so heavy. Like, I swear to you, I really felt like it weighed, like, 50 pounds. And so the epidural was wearing off, and I still had, like, the numbing on my right leg. That one took a lot longer to wear off than the rest of my, like, lower body. So yeah, now we get transferred into the recovery room, and everything after that was just fine, you know. So yeah, that's basically it. I'm pretty sure I'm missing some things, but those were just, like, the main things that I clearly remember, because I'm sure there was, like, some details here and there that I've left out just because I've forgotten. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Leo's getting fussy because he wants to eat already, and he's probably tired. He didn't take a good nap. So yeah, if you guys liked this video, then please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel and let me know what else you guys want to see. Say bye, baby. Say bye, Leo.
Go, baby. Come on.
Chin to your chest.
Ya, mi reina, ya está aquí, chiquita.
Big deep breath and go again.
Ya está aquí, mija.
More. Push. Beautiful. Okay, when you're ready, you go again. All those people in the lounge waiting to see this baby, right? She's doing beautifully. And then again, slow and steady. Don't push it right at me, okay?
Okay, so
You're doing beautifully. Ready?
just slow.
Yep, because you haven't torn yet and baby's almost out. So we're doing great. Ready? Slow and steady.
11:55. 11:55.
Oh, baby. Oh.